What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JusticeXFalls. We back at it again with another video, and today we're looking at a review of Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon. So, if you don't know about Bayonetta, I don't know where you've been living. You've been living under a rock for the past, I don't know how many years. Bayonetta 3 dropped not too long ago, and this game is a prequel. So, this is young Cereza, as you can see her right here. She's a kid. She has a Cheshire cat to do her damage for her. And this is just a story, a coming-of-age story of how she became a witch. So this game caught my eye. I think it was a Nintendo Direct that I first saw this game, and it caught my attention. So this is the only other content I've seen from it since. So we're going to take a look at this. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Let them know, baby girl.
What if I told you Bayonetta wasn't always the confident, ass-kicking witch we've known all these years?
That wouldn't surprise
That
me.
unexplored history is what Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon, shines a light on, painting a thoughtful picture of a time when the scariest monsters a young Bayonetta had to face were her own inner demons.
Nobody likes you. You really think you can become a great witch?
Don't do a baby girl like
puts the
that.
stylish action aside for a whimsical and harrowing adventure brimming with childlike wonder, brought to life with a beautiful storybook aesthetic. It's a fascinating side of the Bayonetta world we've never seen before, and one that leaves me with a deeper appreciation for a series I already loved.
It's definitely a different vibe from the other Bayonetta games. It's giving very much like kind of like Zelda, but like even more like, I guess, stripped down in a sense.
Bayonetta Origins is a joyous journey in an imaginative world steeped in Irish mythology. Fairies lurk in the labyrinthine Avalon Forest where they've trapped a young Cereza in. Through exploring this forest, we explore elements of her past only alluded to in the mainline games with a grounded and earnest approach. Yet it's distinct enough to stand on its own merits so newcomers can jump right in. You're given simultaneous control of Cereza and her demon-infused cat plushie, Cheshire, when summoned. Cereza's movement and actions are dedicated to the left side of the controller and Cheshire to the right. Juggling two characters eventually became quite intuitive, even if the fundamentals of that system don't evolve drastically over the roughly 15-hour journey. You'll get familiar with a pattern of moving parts in the environment or pinning down an enemy for attacks. Still, it leads to some neat mind-bending scenarios by virtue of the coordination required to handle the tandem effectively.
It reminds me of Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. I played that on stream for mad times on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/JusticeXFalls, when I was like really streaming. They have this mechanic. It's kind of like Pikmin. Like you have these little fuzzy fuzzball things. You can make them all group up and take out a barrier for you. You control it with the right stick, while you can move your character with the left stick. But I don't think you can move your character with the left stick, but you do control them with the right stick.
In one respect, Bayonetta Origins is a puzzle platformer that asks you to analyze your surroundings and use the duo's abilities to get through it. Cheshire can pull objects with his chameleon-like vine tongue, block projectiles with his hardened stone skin, or propel lily pads with a jet stream to navigate water, all to help Cereza progress. These elemental skills are gained over the course of the story, which introduces a few wrinkles to the formula to keep it fresh. Cereza herself has a fun little rhythm minigame with Witch Pulse, where she gleefully ballet dances to make various objects come alive and open paths ahead.
Okay.
While these platforming puzzles never get too complex, there's an enjoyable variety to exploring this wondrous world. In another respect, this is a proper action game with combat that has them working together in a similar fashion. Cereza traps enemies with her Thornbind, giving Cheshire the opportunity to freely wail on dastardly fairies with furious swipes and powerful smashes. A variety of enemy types gradually encouraged me to mix up Cheshire's elemental modes, such as ripping shields and throwing them back with his grass ability, or casting water beams to hit multiple enemies. It's not necessarily as nuanced as I'd expect for a regular Bayonetta game, but landing attacks always has a satisfying crunch, like there's a beastly weight behind every hit.
How about this?
Boss fights
see.
also have some great one-off mechanics that play into their unique quirks. One such battle takes place in a circus against a trickster fairy, having you trap it with Cereza so that Cheshire can send a cannonball into them before capping it off with a spectacular QuickTime event.
Hey, that was tough.
Defeating the fabled Jabberwock was another triumphant moment for Cereza and Cheshire, requiring timing and teamwork while proving they can overcome anything together. Many of these big battles pull you deeper into the pages of this storybook for memorable moments and awesome surprises. While these fights were impressive, what Bayonetta Origins does best is create a satisfying flow where I regularly felt tasked with something different throughout each chapter. The interconnectedness of Avalon Forest helps create a natural progression. Each region smartly transitions into the next and conveniently loops back around while also tucking away little secrets off the beaten path. Exploring is always worth the extras you earn, be it saving the adorable wisps who populate the forest, reading elegantly written journal entries for enticing lore, or discovering new landmarks to soak in a lovely view and let Cereza reflect on her journey.
She could feel the whisper of a mysterious power, carried by the wind from further within.
I often forgot I was even playing a Bayonetta game, which is a testament to Bayonetta Origins' endlessly charming and youthful charisma.
Like, this game definitely, okay, it's definitely in the Bayonetta world, of course, but it definitely has its own vibe on top of that, for sure.
The dynamic between Cereza and Cheshire, starting as a contentious partnership before growing into a true friendship, works as a wonderful hook, one that perfectly fits the storybook vibe. The idea that this unlikely duo must rely on each other to survive and achieve their own goals seems like a tale as old as time, but it truly shines because of how Bayonetta Origins pulls it off.
Careful, Cheshire. I don't know if wisps can have heart attacks, but scares like that can't be good either way.
More than anything, this is a coming-of-age tale for Cereza where she comes to grip with her witchcraft and fights her insecurities. Anyone who's had childhood struggles can relate to Cereza on some level, and her rich personality and the way she rises up in defining moments brings those feelings to life. Cereza is so outwardly expressive at every moment, with a spirited personality elevated by a magnificent voice performance.
I'm a witch, and I'm way stronger now than when I set foot in this forest.
Let them know, girl.
Her enthusiasm is matched by the narrator, who perfectly captures the memory of your favorite elementary school teacher reading a thrilling fairy tale to the class.
Who's gonna be the appetizer? And who shall I save for dessert?
Roared Cheshire, his mane rippling and claws
Hey, how do you get your yard to look this good?
I don't know if this is copyright. I feel that everything is copyright nowadays.
extended.
They never fail to put a smile on my face, giving me a sense of childlike joy I truly cherish. The story's focus can get a bit shaky towards the end, with certain elements not quite adding up or maybe needing more follow-through. A few of the intriguing conflicts make too quick of a narrative leap to be fully convincing, even though the broader story does make sense. But even with those bumps, the journey comes together as a beautifully written tale of friendship, determination, and realizing your potential, with a natural, lighthearted sense of humor to elevate it. That might be best seen in the adorable wisps, who are quirky little fellas with hilarious personalities and backstories that feature some of the wittiest writing from a game in recent memory. You save these spirits by finding them throughout the forest, often in secret areas that require a sharp eye to discover. As an added bonus, you'll see their hideaway blossom into a safe haven for these goofy and kind souls who can find joy even in a tragic existence.
Stuff.
What brings it all together for me is the amazing soundtrack. Bayonetta Origins has an eclectic mix of uplifting Celtic folk music, intense and layered orchestras, spooky waltzes that remind me of Halloween, and joyous piano tunes that liven the mystical vibe. The cute jingle that plays whenever you open a chest, where Cereza jumps for joy with a celebratory giggle, is always a treat.
Cool.
Aww.
But I won't forget
Aww.
the rich orchestral pieces used to complement the vivid and pivotal battles, especially the ones that use subtle callbacks from some of Bayonetta's iconic themes. It's a powerful and unique type of nostalgia that brings the series full circle to remind you that these are Cereza's formative moments.
Right, it's coming of age story, like I said.
You know you've played something special when you're left with a bittersweet feeling while the credits roll.
For once, Cheshire had no mocking retort.
As I closed the book on Bayonetta Origins, I kept thinking about how it was an absolute joy through and through. From its impressive, fantastical story moments full of childlike charm to its clever platforming puzzles and satisfying battles, this is a superb action adventure.
He gonna get this a 9
where
or
every
10.
piece comes together to create a wondrous playable storybook. Its dual character concept doesn't evolve that much once you get the hang of it, and its conclusion could have done a bit more to leave a lasting impact. But it's a journey I'll cherish all the same, and one that's been brought to life through a beautiful art style, stellar voice performances,
the art style's cool.
and an outstanding soundtrack. Bayonetta Origins puts a neat little bow on an iconic franchise, and I'm glad we got to see that there was so much more to our beloved witch. For more on this year's hits on the Switch, be sure to check out our reviews of Metroid Prime Remastered
Still gotta cop
and
that.
Fire Emblem Engage. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
All right, so yeah, that was cool. I liked everything I saw. Like, it's nothing I didn't like. Like I said, it reminds me of Kenna Bridge of Spirits, and I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I'm almost done with that game. So this game is going to be right up my alley. Definitely going to be checking it out. Now, the only questions I have is, how much is this game going to cost, and when does it come out? So this came out today. Metacritic, it's got mostly positive reviews. It's got a few negative ones. Let's look at a negative one. Oh, 50? Damn. Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon review. Platinum prequel. We have never been so confused by a modern game as we have by Bayonetta Origins. Not because the gameplay, which is trivial, so we thought we were still playing a tutorial for hours into the main game, but because it seems to be an experience carefully and specifically designed to appeal to no one. That doesn't mean that it isn't without pleasures or that it's badly made, but it's genuinely have no idea what this is aimed at. Why are you worried about if it's aimed at? Who it's aimed at? Is it a good game or not? Did you like it or not? In short, a peculiar pitch spinoff that has almost nothing to interest Bayonetta fans. Instead, offers Okami-like experiences, and it's so undemanding it almost seems to run on autopilot. The presentation is very good, and the boss battles, especially towards the end, have some of that old Bayonetta magic. Extremely basic puzzles, equally undemanding combat. Co-op gives the player nothing to do. So he told you very about a little bit of Bayonetta's origins. It's trivially easy. Dang. They came down hard on this game. I think maybe they went into it expecting too much, because this is a prequel. This is not Bayonetta at her full strength, so she's not going to have all the abilities and all the over-the-top action as before. Like they mentioned, that was a good comparison, actually, a better comparison than what I made. Okami, like, yeah, that was a better comparison. You know, Amaterasu running around, similar art style, you know, very lighthearted and simple kind of game. They went hard on that. Damn. Everybody else loved it. 80s and 90s mostly. 80s mostly so far. 13th best game on the Switch. I think, let's check the user reviews. None so far. Well, yeah, it just came out today, so nobody really has any reviews to put in. Hopefully they don't try to review bomb it, because that's corny. It has no negative reviews, so pretty decent game. Definitely gonna check it out. How much? Because she's gonna show my address. I don't want y'all seeing my address. Well, my area code in my city. I don't want y'all seeing that. But let's go back. I wanted to see how much it costs. Because this to me is giving very much $40, $50 game. It's not giving $60. Definitely not giving $60. No disrespect. This is definitely not giving $60. Like, Nintendo is ruthless, bro. They don't care. They won't lower their prices for nobody, and they know people gonna buy it. Wow. Okay. Well, guess I'll be paying $60 for it unless I got some coins left to knock the price down. But Y'all let me know what y'all think about the game. This game looks awesome. I'm definitely gonna be copping it. I'm gonna add that to the list of games I need to buy. I almost ran through an entire list. There's only like 4 games left. No, there's only like really two games left. The other games don't come out. Probably not gonna come out to next year. That's Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine. It's probably not gonna come out to the end of this year or next year. So there's really only 2 games that's out right now. That's on my list that I need to buy. Three now added with this. So but yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all copping it? Let me know. It's a little corny. Let me know. So you already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. 1.